Local price increased by 4.5 to 5%, as partially driven by currency, 2.5% depreciation, and partially driven by the increase in the global price. And whenever price goes up, we have seen that immediate reaction is to wait and see whether it is real or it is going to come back. So that is also an additional reason. The GST transition, you see, if you really look at Q1, you'll see a mixed signal. Organized players have actually done very well because they are moving faster to the transition. The unorganized segment, which is a large segment, are coping very well. They're moving in the right direction, but there are still challenges, and they have also said so. So if you really look at these two segments, the organized segment has grown and the unorganized segment is still waiting to grow. As I said, it's again a low base. We have to understand that. Q1 traditionally is like that.
So as we move along this year, where do you see, how would you forecast the demand in India? Where do you see it at the end of the year, let's say?
Yeah, if you really look at this in terms of trend, we have always said income drives gold demand. 1% increase in income drives 1% increase in demand. And that is what we have done through our econometric analysis. So incomes are growing in India.
And considering all the other factors too.
Yes, but incomes are growing. Absolutely. It's a growing economy. Our per capita consumption is still low, which means as people get a lot more richer, they are going to save a lot, and part of that saving will always flow into gold. You can't stop that, and we shouldn't stop that. It's a good asset to have. The second thing is monsoons. If you really look at what you expect, now all predictions say that this is going to be a very good monsoon year. And there is already talk about doubling of farmers' income, which part of that would flow into this year, the higher MSPs, etc. And when rural income goes up, we have seen traditionally the demand for gold is certainly on a positive territory. So looking at all this, and the last one, I would probably end with that. The price increase, again, as we have always seen, people just wait to see whether any price increase is going to sustain itself, or is it a short-term phenomenon which will reverse back. So once that confidence comes back, people will come back. The other reason is, again, this is something which we have done some analysis. The next 3 quarters, the number of auspicious days overall tends to match with the 2016. So you will have more numbers as compared with the first quarter. So that is again going to drive wedding purchases. So several factors positive, actually.
Where would you peg the growth number then at the end of the year?
Well, we continue to maintain it is going to be 700 to 800 tons this year, because as we said, once we looked at what happened in 2016 and 17, that's when we said this is going to reset itself and slowly inch back to 900 tons by 2020. And therefore, we retain that estimate, and we believe this year will be 700 to 800 tons.